everyone. So I thought I'd just do a quick live video. I think then I don't have to edit then. So this is the entrance into my garden. Obviously that's my entrance, but from when I open my garden it comes through here and then straight here. So I will show you what it's like at the moment. So I've got loads of hostas down here. And this one's called Autumn Frost. It's one of my favourite ones here at the moment. I've got this one. Does anyone know what this is called? Because I have no idea. So yeah, I've got that one. I've got this crazy fern that just seems to be going everywhere behind here. My beautiful maple walkway, which it is covered in mosquitoes at the moment, so I don't go down there. And then I've got a big Brunnera, which is going to get absolutely massive. Pretty rose over here. I've got some hardy ginger. Okay, don't know what happened there. So, quick walk around the garden. Look how stunning that is. So pretty, camellia. It's amazing how like nature can like create something that pretty and perfect. What else have I done? I just planted these heuchera, really big ones. I've got one here and two purple ones there. I'll go around and show you. So with loads of hosta and this Japanese maple, reds and yellows and blue. Just hiding away behind these bleeding hearts that are still flowering, in flower. Oh, that's just perfect, isn't it? Yeah, so do I. They're pretty, aren't they? And then I've got this lovely clematis. Looks like it's made from paper, doesn't it? I think I'm in zone 8. But I'm not really sure like how the English zones compare to the American ones. But I think I'm zone 8. So our winters get to like -1 here, -2 or -3. Not for very long either, so it's quite mild. And I'm literally like out in the country, so down there's a little frost pocket, and that's where my Brunnera is, so it doesn't like it when it gets cold, but I protect it. Most of the plants in this garden are actually hardy. The only things I actually protect is the Brunnera and the tree ferns. So I'll put a bit of straw down here and a bit of fleece around there in the winter, and then you get these lovely big fronds. Although like I did do that with my little one and I don't think it's dead. But I mean it's still pretty even if it is dead. This one has such long leaves. It's really pretty. Where do you live, Louise? Oh, winters are horrible. They're so cold and wet. So I put this rug down today, and I'm gonna try and use it for like a meditation area, but who knows, because I always say I'm gonna do stuff like that and never get around to it. So I've just filled this with loads of plants. Ah, Quebec, cool. So this is my storage heater, which is like the most ugliest looking thing in the garden. So I've just filled it with like loads of plants. I've got this beautiful clematis that got battered by hailstorms we had the other day. So the garden is just actually thriving at the moment. It's so nice. I like to see all these plants like in flower and so much green. And look what look what opened today. That's a golden eagle azalea. How pretty is that? Still so much more to come. Here's Empress Wu hosta. So I've got 3 of them there. I'm hoping that you won't even like see the top of his head in a few months, because these are like the biggest hostas you can get. So they get absolutely massive. What else have I got? Look at this. Pretty is that? Just like fire, isn't it? Such nice colours. And then I just love this bit so much, because before I used to have like pebbles here, and now I've like added this moss stuff. I keep getting questions about this moss stuff. So this is called Spanish moss. It's basically, it's not actually moss, it's a plant, like more like a rockery plant. So it will spread like moss and grows like moss. I think it's Spanish moss anyway. It just had mix and match moss on the label, so I've been trying to hunt down the correct type. But that's what I come up with. If it has white flowers, then I know it's Spanish moss, but I guess if it doesn't, then it's just moss, isn't it? So it's really, I keep getting these brown bits on it as well. So I'm hoping and it feels like they're rotting away. So I hope it's not going to die. What else have I got here? Euchera, how pretty. Nice colours. I love these 2 colours together. They really work really well. Japanese maples are just my favourite trees. I know that some people can't grow them in their zones, and that's so sad, because they are just so pretty. They do fine here, and you don't even have to protect them or anything. They turn lovely, like bright red and orange in the autumn as well. Here I've got a Clematis montana Rubens that I planted last year on a trellis. On an obelisk, and you can't even see it, can you? Just looks like a floating mass of flowers, but actually it's on an obelisk. And that was just literally one plant that I paid £6 for, and like a year later it's done what I wanted it to do. Completely filled the area. I planted some here as well, but they've all gone up here. So there's one. Nice flowers. So it's all trial and error really, because I never know what's gonna survive. Like I can plant things, like down here is a test this year, because I'm trying to train this on the wall. And under here, under this bark is really sandy soil. So, well, that fern looks like it's loving it. But this fern, I don't know, maybe. Who knows? Like they might all love it, but they might hate it. Might need to add some compost in it, but I thought I could be naughty and get away with it. These massive agaves, I've had so many pups off this as well. They're just so pretty, but they are lethal because their spikes are so sharp. So for these, all I do is, hold on, I'll show you. So this is like my work part of the garden. So this is the part that no one sees. This is where I store plants that are like in holding bays and plants that I didn't want last year that I kind of like need to find a new home for. And like all my junk and my pots that I need to recycle. So this big crate, I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'll be put that over the agaves and wrap it in plastic so that no water gets in, because they can handle the cold, they just can't handle being wet and cold. So I'm told anyway. So today is a nice test. Not today, I mean this year. This winter will be a nice test to see if they survive or not. I mean, they weren't that expensive, but they were like investments. What was the name of the papery green flower you showed earlier? Point me in the right direction. I have no idea where to go. Ah, are you talking about this one? This is, oh, I can never remember the name of it. It's clematis, but I'll write in the comments after this video, I'll write what the name is, what the type is. But that's so pretty, isn't it? And I'm hoping that it will just go on here, but it'll probably go everywhere, which is great because I love things that go everywhere in this garden. Ah, this is cool. So I've never seen a Trachycarpus actually flower before. So this for me is like amazing. They'll come out like if you can Google it. If you don't know what they already look like, Google it because they just look amazing, like lungs. So is there anything else you guys want to ask me or see before I go in? Because the mosquitoes are starting to come out because I've got a river behind my house. Lovely tree ferns. This lovely geum. This is called Geum Scarlet's Tempest. And it's got lovely orangey, fiery red flowers. So pretty. Like if things could just stay like this all even through winter, how amazing would life be? This is Brunnera again, Jack Frost. Nice forget-me-not flowers on it. And these really silvery leaves. And this was a division of a plant. So I had one plant and then I divided it, and they both went massive last year, but that one's got massive this year and that one's tiny still. So maybe it's because I'm blocking it, but I don't know. We'll see. What else have I got? Oh yeah, I planted this ivy yesterday in a pot. She's looking a bit sad because it was rooted in the ground in the nursery. So I've just like tacked it up with some little nails. Do you cut last year fronds of your tree ferns? So the answer is yes and no. Yes, I normally do if they look brown. This one, these are actually from last year, these ones, and then these are the new ones coming. So this one I'll leave because they still look amazing. This one's leaves went really brown, so I chopped them. See, they just actually haven't gone brown this year, so we did have quite a mild winter. So normally, I have heard on one of the plant groups that basically wait until they naturally fall and go brown and look like they're just going to fall off, and then cut them when they completely go brown and fall down. Because otherwise, if we keep cutting it too soon, we can get crown closure, which basically means that the top ferny part of the plant will close up like this, and you'll get like really tiny little head on it. Yeah, I'll just say, just leave them. They look good. That's what I mean by like brown. Once they go completely like that, then just chop them off. But they look soft, don't they? I always think they look soft until you actually try and cut it and it's like a tree trunk. So hopefully this one's new, so hopefully that will survive the winter, because I bought it from somewhere where it's been under shelter, like, well, I don't know, since they got it. So let's hope this one survives. But I love them so much. They remind me of like little monkey paws as they come out, because it's all really hairy down there as well. And then when they open up, they just look like otherworldly, don't they? Amazing. I have so many plants that I love, and I just wish that I had loads of land and I could have a big tree fern forest like the size of my garden times 10. Exactly, no one goes around in the world and cuts them off. So, and they look great, don't they? If you've ever seen them grown wild, they just look amazing. Just like most plants do okay their own, don't they? No one goes around and like maintains them. It's just us interfering with nature all the time. So just like I'm saying interfering with nature, I have to move this hosta because look, that is massive, and that's just the trunk of that cord line is going to stop it from growing to its full potential. So I need to find a new home for that. I have loads of hostas that I planted last year that are now coming up, and I'm like, I've planted things on top of them, like this one. So I'm going to have to dig them out before they become a problem. But they are just like things poking out. I don't know, can't make my mind up. This one as well is like going to get massive. And I got that from someone's garden. The best plants that you can find are from people's gardens that like they just want everything gone. And you can get some really nice mature ones. You just need to put in the hard graft to get them out. So I got some Rebecca in here and peonies and what else? Salvias. Here I tried to do a little trailing thing of the Brunnera around here, and then it goes round, and so it's kind of like circling this Gunnera, but you just can't see it because I've planted so much since then.